can be.
In terms of the trade itself, I mean, I think the Sixers gave up a little bit too much for a guy they could have gotten for free in the summer. Um, However, they are in win now mode, so like to some extent, I kind of understand the trade, but I just have so much data that I can analyze of James Harden falling short in big moments. So to me, giving up that much for James Harden doesn't make sense if I'm Philadelphia, especially because if I wait 2 3 months, I get him for free anyways. Now, the in terms of the duo working together, I think it will be like a hand in glove fit, basketball wise, just because um, it allows and it will free up a little bit more space for James Harden to get to the rim a little bit easier. Um, Now, if you have Joel Embiid in the post, if you double off Joel Embiid, you're kicking it back out to a playmaker in James Harden who can then attack, draw fouls like that's kind of his rhythm. His rhythm is getting to the free throw line. Now, so I think the pick and roll with Joel Embiid and James Harden is going to be disgusting. If they had kept Seth Curry, I think it would be even better. But they didn't, unfortunately for them. But I think it's gonna be a good fit. It's gonna allow them to have a playmaker who can actually knock down outside jump shots, who's not afraid um, of shooting the jump shot, and is gonna help Joel Embiid and take a little bit of the pressure off of Joel Embiid. Now he doesn't have to go out and score 45, 50 every night to win a playoff series. He has somebody that he can rely on to get buckets. He has somebody to rely on to set up the offense. And now I'm tired, and I think this will finally be the end of me seeing Joel Embiid on the perimeter. I'm so excited for it. I'm so tired of seeing this brother on the perimeter dribbling the basketball for what? Get your big ass in the paint, man. Go dominate the paint.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nose. What do you think about this duo? How far do you think they can take it in the Eastern Conference right now?
I was really that's a perfect question because I was thinking about that. I was thinking like, okay, yeah, we got James Harden, like, and I'm gonna revert everyone back to their prime. So I'm saying James Harden, 30 points per night scorer, lethal from three, still a volume shooter and everything. We're gonna be the most dominant big man down in the post where he should be, like Jaelon said, and that's amazing. Who's next? Who's the next man? Okay, so is
Tyrese
it, is, it, is
Maxey.
it Tobias Harris, Tyrese Maxey?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Tyrese Maxey, man who can make a layup. And the skills challenge,
Yo,
like,
yo,
okay,
yo. Tyrese
You're
Maxey is nice,
violating.
and Tobias Harris is a bucket too.
Yeah.
okay.
I
You
don't
know
know about
what?
the last one, but Tyrese Maxey facts.
Yeah, okay. So okay, I'm just playing. Like I'm playing. Okay, I'm doing too much. But Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. Okay, let's keep those two aside. I'm gonna mention some other threes and fours and other teams, right? Um, Lonzo Ball, Vucevic. Um, Drew Holiday. Who's next up after that? Brook Lopez, let's say. Draymond Green. You're sort of getting the picture that I'm trying to draw up, right? So like
Yeah.
on the championship level teams, or let's even go to the Nets where they made the trade, where it's going to be Ben Simmons and thank you very much, Seth Curry. So it's like the next players up on all these other teams that you're trying to beat right now are still so much better. So they have so much more depth. So it makes no sense why you're trying to give up so much for this player in order for you to win now. Because I mean, when by the time his contract is expiring, he's gonna be 37. So like you have to win for that time comes because by that time you probably might not even want to sign him because he might not have as much value and he might not have value for the rest of the league too. So I just think this is Daryl Morey doing what Daryl Morey does, bro. So he's back with his boys. They're trying to run it back. The stripper's gonna have a good time, McMill probably gonna release a joint album with James Harden and Lil Baby. Bro,
Oh my
it's just for
lord.
the vibes. It's for the vibes. That's honestly it. We're not winning. Nothing serious is happening in Philadelphia. I can tell you that for right now. It's nothing serious is going to happen in Philadelphia.
Wow.
And is that your stance on just this season or this season
Going
moving
forward, I mean, sorry, that's barring any surprising trades. I'm saying with the core that they have, as good as I'm trying to max their stats out. I'm saying max everybody out. Give them their best nights on a given night. Like everyone having their best night. against any other team having their best night. That other team wins. That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't think that they have enough with the squad that they have, especially given what they gave up to win a championship. Because I'm not trying to say they're not a good team. They're a great team. That's not good enough to win your championship, bro. Like we're talking about being the best of the best of the best. So, bro, I'm sorry, you fucked it up.
Venu, where do you stand on this?
I think they could be a very good partnership for one, because James Harden's had a few centers that he's played with over his career. He's had Clint Capella most recently. Before that, he had Dwight Howard. Both of them, they put up some good numbers together, but they even had good winning seasons with both of them. But when playoff time came, they didn't really have the same success. But Embiid, on the other hand, he's a ball dominant, shot creating center, and I think that will complement James Harden's play style very well. It will give him someone who James Harden doesn't like to run around on the perimeter, so he can handle the ball a lot of the time. And if he wants to give it to Joel Embiid down low, he can stay on the perimeter without having to run around and just let Joel get doubled, create space for him, and vice versa. I think it's going to be a good fit. Regarding the trade package, I think they did give a little bit too much up. They gave up 2 first-round picks. One, I think, this year, one in 2027, was it? Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have either given up one of those picks or given up none of them. But if I gave up one, then
They got finesse, bro.
if you give up one pick, then I think you got to take Seth Curry out the deal.
Heavy.
Yeah.
Heavy. I agree.
But
I agree there as well. I mean, you go from initially when the Ben Simmons trade request was like kind of started up, they were saying they wanted an all-star level player and draft picks, and then they ended up giving up 2 draft picks instead of getting.
yeah, I know.
And on top of that, like if you look at that trade, to me, you give the Nets pretty much everything. You give them size, you give them playmaking, you give them shooting, and you give them future picks. To get a guy who is like maybe not nearing the end of his prime, but his prime is coming to a close in the next couple of years here. So I think they gave up too much as well. In terms of the duo, though, I think this duo can be really dominant. But to you guys' point, the rest of the league just looks very strong right now, especially in the Eastern Conference. I know we'll get to that a little later.